Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be showing you guys some Great League battles with this new team I've created. Please consider showing your support and watching to the end. Alright guys, so for the first round, I have a really good, actually it's an even matchup between my Altaria and my Snorlax. So my Altaria could take on the Snorlax without any problem because both of us would do neutral damage. But Snorlax's Body Slam and Lick, that's the moveset I think he's running, will do neutral damage. But I ended up getting a lot of damage off of my Sky Attack. And since he's farmed up for so long, he could have over-farmed with his Body Slam. But it ended up to be an Earthquake, which did barely any damage to me. So I ended up taking his first Pokemon out. And for his second Pokemon, it's Machamp. So Machamp is a fighting type Pokemon, and fighting is not very effective against dragon and flying types, and Altaria is a dragon and flying type. But Altaria, I have plenty of counters for his Machamp since I have a Whimsicott in the back. Whimsicott isn't even a Pokemon you'll see in the Great League, so that's why I decided to throw him in. But I decided to swap out to Whimsicott after my Altaria dies. And it took out chunks off of his Machamp's health. So his final Pokemon is a Vaporeon. So this is really good for me because water doesn't affect him since he's grass. Water does not very effective damage. But the reason I chose Whimsicott instead of other usual fairy types you'll see, like Wigglytuff or Azumarill, all of them are really good, but I just decided to throw in a Whimsicott. Okay guys, for the fourth round, second round, I ended up taking the first one right there. But the reason I chose this team is because Altaria is a really good starting type Pokemon to counter against Pokemon like Scrafty, Umbreon, maybe even Victreebel, but things like that. And or like Marowak, since people start off with Marowak. But for the second round, my opponent's first Pokemon is Uxie. So he's a psychic type Pokemon. So both of us do neutral damage against each other. So getting a Treasure move is always good because it either makes your opponent shield first, allowing you to decide whether to shield or not. So he ended up taking the hit right there, which is okay because it did plenty of damage right there. So I wouldn't have to shield it here, but it ended up only being a Swift. So I decided to farm him down right here without throwing a Sky Attack because Sky Attack would be more useful against his other Pokemon in the back. So he ends up getting another Swift. So I decided I had to shield it here, and since I already had a Sky Attack in the back, so my Sky Attack would come in really handy right here because his second Pokemon is actually a Machamp. Machamp is a fighting type Pokemon, and flying is super effective against fighting types. So he ends up shielding right here, and he ends up taking him out. But the reason I chose Whimsicott was because of this, and Whimsicott took out so much damage from his Machamp, so I ended up fainting him. But for his final Pokemon, it's a Pidgeot. I haven't seen that many Pidgeots in Great League, but flying types are super effective against grass types, and Whimsicott is a grass type Pokemon. Pidgeot is flying and normal type Pokemon, but both of us I did neutral damage. While he did super effective damage. So right here, I wouldn't have to be too worried because flying types do not very effective damage against metal types. So this was really good for me, and I ended up taking the second round win. GG's. So for the fourth round, I'm still gonna keep the Altaria as my starting type Pokemon because of those counters. But the only counter that could really give this team a hard time is like Marowak or like Lapras. I actually not even Lapis because, and for the third round, my opponent's first Pokemon is Kingdra. This puts us in the advantage because both of us do super effective damage to each other since Dragon is super effective against Dragon. And I'm gonna throw the shield here. I'm gonna throw in the shield since I already have a Sky Attack already. But both of us did super effective damage against each other. Altaria just won because of its high defense and high health. So for the second Pokemon, it's Lapis. I think it's Lapis because of the water and ice types. Yeah, it's Lapis. So he does super effective damage against me. I'm just gonna let him farm him down and not switch. So the best swap would be to Registeel, since Registeel has a Focus Blast, and Focus Blast is super effective against ice types since Focus Blast is a fighting type move. But since he's farming up for too long, his Lapis, he might be overcharging, or it might be a Skull Bash. Oh, and he takes the hit. This is really good for us. So I think we're just gonna farm him down right here. The Skull Bash won't do that much damage. Skull Bash won't do that much damage if it is a Skull Bash. It's a Hydro Pump, yeah. It took out a good amount, but I could farm him down and get a Focus Blast, which is good. For a second Pokemon, it's Latias. This is really good for us. Whimsicott is a Fairy type, and Fairy is super effective against Dragon types. Yeah, and Whimsicott takes out Trunks. Whimsicott is like, I don't know if it's better than Wigglytuff, but I would say it's better than Wigglytuff. Oh, my battery is about to die. But I don't think he's better than Wigglytuff. I think they're about the same. But Whimsicott is a better counter against Azumarill. But Wigglytuff is a better counter against Marowak since Wigglytuff has a normal type and Ghost is not very effective against normal type. So if you guys want to try this team out, you can swap out the Whimsicott for a Wigglytuff. So you're using with the Registeel. Okay. Alright guys, for the fourth round, my opponent's first Pokemon is Litleo. What? I think he's trolling. No, but Litleo is a fire and normal type Pokemon, so he does no damage to me. Since fire is not very effective against dragon types, I did a lot of damage to him without taking as much from him. So I think this guy is trolling, but for his second Pokemon is Bouffalant. Both of us do neutral damage. Both of us do neutral damage. Bouffalant is and he ended up surrendering. For the fifth and final round, my opponent's first Pokemon is so he's a Psychic type Pokemon. We had this start before, so I think his charge move from recent experience is gonna be Swift maybe. So yeah, he doesn't shield, so his second Pokemon is actually Lucario. So I can stick it because it's probably Shadow Ball from the way that he's charging up. Or he could bait and get a power up punch off. So he ends up shielding right here. So since I don't know his charge move, I could mirror his shields, but I decided not to. Wait, actually, I should. Because it ended up being Aerosphere. So Aerosphere was a fighting type move. Yeah. So both of us do not very effective damage. So I decided to throw in the Sky Attack right here, so I don't have to risk getting hit by a Shadow Ball and shield him. So he doesn't shield right here. Then he swaps out to his second Pokemon, Togekiss. So Togekiss is a fairy and flying type Pokemon, and he ended up fainting my Altaria. So right here, the best swap would be to Registeel. Even though Registeel, I didn't double move Registeel, and he only has Focus Blast. Focus Blast still does a good amount of damage, but it still does not very effective. So his thing is Fuchsia Set right here. It took a good amount of damage on me. So this is kind of good for me because I could farm him down without having to shield. But he does not very effective damage, so I got enough energy from that to fire off a Focus Blast right here. But the only thing that I have to worry about from Togekiss is his Flamethrower, because his moves like Ancient Power or Dazzling Gleam do barely any damage. So he ends up taking the hit right here, but I think he knows that I don't have double moves, so let's just try and keep going with the Focus Blast. But as you can see, he's not shielding anything. I'm getting off a lot of HP from this, so I don't know right here. He might have a lot of energy, so I'm gonna show. Okay, wait. Yes, one shield left. So I would have to get 2 Focus Blasts. Come on. He might get a Flamethrower. I don't know, because this is kind of risky. So he ends up shielding here. 1 HP left. Please, let's go. Sheesh. So I ended up getting the 5th round right there, and I ended up getting a 5-win with this team actually. So I'll show you guys right here. 5-1, let's go. So that will be the end for today's video. Please consider like, subscribing, and turning notifications on so you won't miss tomorrow's video. And make sure to go check out my other Pokemon videos. Thank you guys for watching once again, and with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.